Advantages of microwave. Here, before going to discuss about advantages of microwave, first of all we will know about what is microwave. Microwave is nothing but it is an electromagnetic wave whose frequency is in gigahertz and its wavelength is from millimeters to meters. That is called microwave. Here, the first advantages of microwave is increased bandwidth. That means here microwave has largest bandwidth compared to other common bands. That means if we have larger bandwidth, then we can transmit more amount of information. Otherwise we can transmit only less amount of information. Here bandwidth is nothing but it is a range of frequencies over which the gain is constant. Here it is a space we can transmit. If you have more bandwidth, then we can transmit more amount of information. If we have lesser bandwidth, then we can transmit only less amount of information. Here the advantage of microwave is that it has largest bandwidth. That is the Here the microwaves have larger bandwidth compared to other common bands. The advantages of largest bandwidth is that frequency percentage of carrier will be small and more information transmitted in microwave frequency ranges. Here frequency, whenever carrier frequency is less, then we can transmit more amount of information. So this is about bandwidth. And another parameter is improved directivity. Here the microwaves improve directivity. Directivity is nothing but it is the ratio of forward power to the backward power is called directivity and it is measured in decibels. Here as frequency increases, directivity increases and beamwidth decreases. That means here frequency and directivity are both are directly proportional to each other and beamwidth is inversely proportional to those. Here that means whenever directivity increases, frequency also increases, or otherwise whenever frequency increases, directivity is also increases and beamwidth decreases. And at low frequency bands, the size of the antenna becomes very large. That means at lower frequencies the size of the antenna becomes very large. That means at lower frequency bands we require large antennas. So and this is one disadvantage is in other common bands compared to microwave band. And here at high frequency bands the size of the antenna becomes small. That means whenever at high frequency, if we have high frequencies, then the size of the antenna becomes small. Here there is a simple by using this expression we can easily identify and observe that the relationship between diameter of the antenna and wavelength and frequency of the antenna. Here d is directly proportional to lambda and lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by n. That means here d is nothing but a diameter of the antenna and lambda is nothing but a wavelength and n is the frequency of the microwave. Here whenever if frequency is decreasing, then lambda will increase because those are inversely proportional to each other. And whenever lambda increases, automatically diameter of the antenna also increasing. That means the antenna diameter is increasing because these two are directly proportional to each other. And whenever the frequency increases, then the lambda value will decreases, then automatically diameter of the antenna decreases. This expression shows that whenever the antenna becomes very large when at low frequency bands the antenna becomes very large. That means this is the example for that. Whenever frequency is very low, then the diameter of the antenna is very high, that means very large. And when the size of the antenna becomes small at higher frequency bands, that means if frequency is increasing, that means at higher frequencies the diameter of the antenna is very less. So that's why the size of the antenna is very less. So this is about improved directivity and it is second advantage of microwave. And the third advantage is reliability. Here microwave communication is more reliable communication compared to other bands. So because of those advantages, microwave communication microwave communication is more reliable compared to other bands. And the fourth advantage is power requirements. Here, transmitter and receiver requires power requirements are low at microwave frequencies compared to low frequencies. Here at low, if we have at low frequencies, then the transmitter and receiver requires more power compared to higher frequencies. Here, but at higher frequencies, the transmitter and receiver both require only less power requirements. So that's why at higher frequencies it has less power consumption. So it is also one advantage in microwave at higher frequencies, because microwave has higher frequencies and the higher frequency range is in gigahertz. So that's why the transmitter and receiver power requirements are very low compared to other low frequencies. Suppose if we use low frequencies, then the transmitter and receiver requires more power. So this is one drawback in other bands compared to microwave. So these are some of the advantages of microwave. Here the first one is large bandwidth. Microwave consists of large bandwidth, and the second advantage is it improves directivity, and the third advantage is reliability. Microwave communication is a reliable communication, because we already saw in about two advantages that whenever at high frequencies, the size of the antenna becomes small and it has larger bandwidth, then we can transmit more amount of information. So that's why the microwave communication is very reliable communication compared to other bands, and the power requirements are also very low compared to other bands, because at higher frequencies transmitter and receiver power requirements are very low, because they consume very less power at higher frequencies, and but at lower frequencies they consume high power. So these are some of the advantages of microwave. Thank you.